Hello everybody, and welcome to Math Help with me, Miss McCarthy. I'm so excited that you're here today because these episodes are powered by you, by teachers and parents who work with 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders, and you're looking for a little bit of help to make math make sense. I just want to let you know that as we work through the problem, you might be thinking like, oh wow, I wish that I had a whole platform of resources and video lessons to get what I need. And I do have memberships available for teachers and for families at home, which I will show you more of after we finish today's problem. Okay, so stay tuned, be thinking about that, and without further ado, let's get to it and let me teach you. Today's problem is a 5th grade problem provided by a teacher in Pensacola, Florida, and this teacher let me know, like, hey, Miss McCarthy, my students, they understand how to multiply, how to divide, add, and subtract, but we're having a hard time with understanding which operation to use. My students are just kind of like plucking numbers out of the problem and solving it, and what do I do? How do I make this make sense? So we have a word problem today, and I'm going to show you how I would tackle this. It says there are 1,516 students going on a field trip. Cool. Each bus can hold 42 students. How many buses are needed to take all the students on the trip? All right, so what I have just done is I've started to mark up or annotate to make sense of the problem. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to read it again, and this time draw a quick picture to help me make sense of which operation is taking place. So the first sentence says there are 1,516 students. So if we imagine like a school building, 1,516 students, and those students are going on a field trip. We don't know where they're going, but they're going somewhere. I'm just going to put FT for field trip. And we know that each bus can hold 42 students. So just draw a little picture of a bus. I'll put 42 on it to help me understand that each bus can bring up to 42 students there. So it seems like to me that we know the total number of students, and we know that each bus can hold 42. So we'll take 42 students over, 42, 42. We're distributing evenly. We're separating these students into buses, which means which operation are we using? Division. That's right. So to set up this problem, we'll start with our dividend. 1,516 students. That is our dividend. It's the total divided by the number of students in each bus. That is our divisor. We're trying to figure out the number of buses, which is our quotient. So here we have a division problem. And the cool thing with division is that your students can use a variety of strategies to solve this. And it's kind of all up to their preference on which strategy can they use to effectively and efficiently solve the problem. They might be using a standard algorithm like long division, or the partial quotient strategy, or maybe even the area model to solve. The thing is, does it make sense to them? That's what we want. I'm going to go ahead and use the long division strategy, and the reason why is this is a 5th grade problem, and in 6th grade they tend to move on into that long division, like solely long division. So we'll practice that. That means that we have our divisor outside, our dividend of 1,516 inside, and I'm going to use the how many, multiply, subtract, bring down, and repeat steps there. So how many 42s would it take to get to 1? If we counted by 42s, we would surpass 1, so that's not going to work. 42. So let's extend it to 15. How many times can we multiply by 42 to get to 15? We can't because it would surpass it, but we can do 151. And if I think about this, I know that 40, if I round 42 to 40, 40 times 3 would be 120. And 40 times 4 is 160. And that's the ballpark that I need to be in. So 42 times 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 4 is 12, so 126. So how many times for that step? 3. Now we multiply and we say 3 times 42 is 126. Now we subtract. I'm going to switch my colors just so you can see my regrouping because I'm seeing it. I've got 1 minus 6. We need to regroup. We take 1, that becomes a 4. Give 1, that becomes 11. 11 minus 6 is 5. 4 minus 2 is 2. And 1 minus 1 is 0. So we have 25. Now we bring down any digit, down the next digit, I'm sorry. So that would be 256. And now we repeat those steps. So back up to the how many step. How many 42s does it take to get to 256? I know that 40 times 6, I'm rounding 42 to 40. 40 times 6 is 240. 40 times 7 is 280. That would be too much. So I'm going to go ahead and write over here 42 times 6. I think that will get me really close. 6 times 2 is 12. Ooh, it's high up here. Nice landing, dude. 6 times 4 is 24, plus the 1 is 25, which gives us 252. That's real close. So how many times did it take? It took 6 times. Multiply that, we get 6 times 42 is 200. Come on, 250. What is going on? 52. Now what step do? We need to subtract. 6 minus 2 is 4. 5 minus 5 is 0. 2 minus 2 is 0. So we are left with a remainder. This is our remainder of 4. So we have 36 with a remainder of 4, which would be fine if all we were doing is finding what the quotient is. But we've got a word problem here. That means that we might need to do something with that remainder. The question said, how many buses are needed to take all of the students on the trip? So with just 36 buses, would we get all of the students? No, because we would have a remainder of 4 students. So how are we going to fit those remaining 4 students? We're going to have to get another bus. So this would be 36 remainder 4, but the answer is 37 buses, because we can't just leave those 4 remaining students at school. They deserve to go on the field trip too. Okay, so that's why it's really important to read the problem. All right, TF from Pensacola, I hope that made sense for you and for everybody watching. And if you're thinking this was great, I would love some more practice, I want to point you in the right direction, okay? Because you'll notice above there's a website for teachers to go to and a website for families to go to. Those will both give you more information about the memberships that I have available on my site with tons of video lessons. They're geared for students to make math fun, make it click, and make it stick for students. So let me go ahead and show you some next steps for this particular skill that we were working on, okay? Okay, so right now I'm actually in the family membership. You can see that the family membership is organized by units, while the teacher memberships are organized by benchmarks, okay? So what we did was we would most likely find some more resources in the multiply and divide whole number unit. You can see here's some practice with multiplication by 1 digit. I keep on going because we want division. Look here, we've got division using an area model, partial quotients, and long division. So these are 3 more video lessons to follow up with what we did today. The cool thing about the video lessons is that there's a printable student guide. In the video lesson, we're marking up and showing our journey on paper. Students can record their notes as we go, and they have the same guide right over here, okay? For the parent membership down here, there's also multi-step real world problems to kind of go with that word problem scenario. So we've got some lessons here on that. The taking on the best gold tier for teachers, that plan, which parents, you can also, you're more than welcome to go for the gold if you'd want to with the teacher membership. That's fine too. But teachers also have access to a program that I created called McCarthy Math 155, which is geared towards the Common Core standards, the standards that we used to have here in Florida. We no longer do, but there's still a lot of good stuff here. A very massive video library. So you can see here, we have a division unit, 10 video lessons with standard algorithm, partial quotients division, and close reading word problems. So let me just scroll so you can see there's a lot here. Okay, all these are video lessons and student guides. Awesome. Multiplication and division as inverse operations. And then the final 2 episodes are how to tackle 6 different word problems. They could be multiplication, they could be division, and we talk about why. So whether you're a teacher or a parent and you're looking to help the students that you work with, just go ahead and click to learn more about the memberships that are available, because I think that you'll find exactly what you're looking for in there. A big thank you again to TF and Pensacola for providing today's problem. I know that you are not the only one who has students who are plucking out numbers of the problem and just starting to work with it. I hope that this was helpful for you to see the breakdown of how we can tackle these problems, how to use the remainder depending on the word problem, and so on. And that's it for today, y'all. So I will see you in an episode real soon.